As my daughter was dying 2 years ago, she said, "Mom, I don't really want to think about what the process of actually dying is going to be like. I'd rather imagine myself dancing on a beach with my late grandmas and hot men and margaritas." We live in a culture which tends to deny that death is a really natural part of life, and not talking about dying doesn't make dying not happen. The Stoics say, memento mori, meaning you too will die. And perhaps in some way this can spur us or encourage us to really live before we die. Yet we still refer to death as pushing up daisies or kicking the bucket. We can hardly say the word death. It's almost like the monster in a scary movie. We push it over into the corner. It's lurking. But isn't it almost scarier there? I've been a nurse and an end-of-life caregiver for 22 years. And Dr. Peter Saul says that in medicine, we don't really save lives. Perhaps we can extend life, sometimes for a day or a month, or perhaps many decades, but we don't really save lives, do we? And so it was with my daughter. I received that world-stopping phone call when she said, "Mom, they think I might have cancer." And just 5 months, 1 week and 3 days later, I held her hand as she took her last breath. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. And so I want this for you. I want you to get more of what you want as you die, and in turn to be the hero for your family, removing the burdens of decision-making and regrets for them, for our personal self-interest, and to plant seeds for future generations. Let's revolutionize this conversation about dying as a natural part of life. Are you with me? It seems to me that there are 3 recurring actions that some families take which seem to benefit both the dying and their families. These are the legal, relational, and personal parts of our lives. Let's start first with the legal aspect of preparing for the end of life. Whatever you decide for yourself, when the time comes that you cannot make the decisions for yourself anymore, someone will need to. Does your someone know what you want and what you don't want? My daughter had small cell lung cancer, an insidious beast of a cancer, and really rare in a girl her age. Her health became a roller coaster of good days and not so good days. But she took control of her living before she couldn't. She took 2 specific legal actions. First, she made me her healthcare power of attorney, which means that I was the person to make medical decisions on her behalf when she wouldn't be able to do so anymore. She also filled out what's called a medical advance directive, which helped define for her the way that she wanted people to care for her. And so she was able to tell us, "I really don't want CPR to extend my life, even if just a little bit longer, through this pain, Mom." And here's the beautiful thing about creating these 2 documents. She was able to make decisions for herself. By telling us what she wanted, it was also a gift for us. You see, I've never had to second guess the medical decisions that I made with her doctors and the rest of her family. That's not to say that these choices were easy. There were so many decisions that were excruciatingly hard. But I don't have the burdens of regrets, because everything that I did, every choice that I made, was in line with what she told us she wanted. And that was a gift for me. Have you ever thought about what it would be like for your family to need to make decisions on your behalf? Do they know what you want? How will you design your dying? Action number 2, the relational part. In addition to making your legal medical decisions, have you told the people in your life what you really need them to know? Dr. Ira Byock is a palliative end-of-life care physician. He shares 4 phrases that can help bring peace at the end of life. Please forgive me. I forgive you. Thank you. And I love you. Is there someone in your life that you need to share these words with for your sake or for theirs? Is there something you need to say to somebody in your life while you still can? During Lauren's final months, we worked hard to nurture our relationships. On Saturday mornings, she would wrap her hairless head in a silky scarf and go garage sailing with her sister. They didn't really need those bargain basement deals, but they needed time together. Lauren planned a trip to California with her dad, and she planned that bucket list cruise to Alaska with her grandma. She never got to go, but the time spent dreaming and planning and being together was really important to her. Some people start a binder or a file on their computer or make a memory box to give to their loved ones, describing where they might find important documents and information. In Lauren's case, we named hers her croak file. Hey, life can be too serious to always be so serious. In Lauren's croak file, we made sure that her husband had all the passwords and access to their bank account. And someday, when Lauren's little girl is all grown up herself, she'll find a really special video of her mama reading a story to a precious little 3-year-old cuddled in her lap. Lauren told people what she needed to say before she couldn't. How will you design your dying? Action number 3, the personal, and this is my favorite. Once you have your legal ducks in a row and you've said the most important things to the people in your life that you need to say before you die, I recommend that you also consider sharing the really personal, the brazenly bold, outrageously beautiful personal parts of your life that might bring you comfort and joy in the end. Beyond the physical care of your body, would you like it most if your favorite songs were playing in your hospital room? Or if your friends would gather in your living room with you, reminiscing about your escapades together over the years? Would you rather be alone in your room, reading your favorite book for the 7th time? Surprisingly, to face my monster in the room, I needed to actually accept the fact that Lauren might die. It was only then that I was able to really hear what she needed, those seemingly small things that would bring her comfort or peace. And so I learned that Lauren wanted her room to smell like cinnamon candles, and she wanted the hot pink striped sheets on her hospital bed that she had had in her room as a teenager. She wanted her toenails to be painted call girl red. These aren't things that you're going to be asked in an advance directives. These are things that you can share from your heart. Lauren loved to travel, and she told me, "I'm so mad that I won't be able to travel the world with you anymore, Mom. I want you to put me in little vials and take me with you everywhere you go." And because I know what she wanted of me, I have been spreading her ashes around the world. And from Ireland to Copenhagen, Russia to the London Bridge, her traveling ashes are now in 11 countries. And yes, she is on that beach in Mexico with hot men and margaritas. Because Lauren had the brazenly bold, self-centered, beautiful idea to tell us what it is that she really wanted to bring her peace and comfort and joy, she got more of what she wanted as she lived. And I got the gift of being able to provide those things for her. How will you design your dying? What do you want? What do you not want? And who knows it? So that you can get more of what you want as you die and have the possibility of an even happier ending, whenever your ending might be. And to help relieve the people who love you of the burdens of regrets in decision making. Tell me this. What legal medical plans do you need to communicate? What relationships do you need to strengthen? And what do you want your own brazenly self-centered personal last moments or days or years to be like? How will you design your dying as a gift for yourself and for the people who love you?